Eto, may bagong update po tayo kay dating Pangulong Duterte sa kaso niya dyan sa ICC. Nagsalita po si Atty. Nicholas KAUFMAN na kung saan maraming nagdududa sa mga taga-suporta ni dating Pangulong Duterte. Parang nawalan sila ng tiwala dito sa galawan niya, dito sa mga pinagsasabi niya. O eto, panoorin po natin ang video kung anong balita sa kaso po ni dating Pangulong Duterte. Ito ang video.
Attorney Nicholas KAUFMAN, good afternoon. How are you today?
Good afternoon. I'm well despite the wet and windy conditions here in The Hague.
Attorney, how is our former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte?
As always, he's in good spirits and very happy to see his legal team. I believe he had a visit earlier from the Vice President herself.
Attorney Nick, there's a lot of detractors, especially for you as the lead counsel of the former President, saying that you failed big time with the decision of the appeals chamber. I know you already made a statement about that. Do you want to respond to these detractors of yours?
That I failed big time? I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. We do our job. We're lawyers. No one has ever been released, in this court at any rate, for charges of crimes against humanity. If we had managed to release the former president, it would have been a miraculous event. It would have been a great event. And then the Assembly of State Parties, this wonderful conference that took place last week in The Hague, would have been left without anything to show for the achievements of the court over the last year. Yes, it was a long shot. We did our best. But, as I said, it doesn't mean that in the long run we don't have a chance of succeeding, bringing the former president, back home to the Philippines.
Attorney Nicholas KAUFMAN, the medical determination or findings was already shared to the defense team and also to the other parties. Do we have a time frame as to when the determination of the court will be made public?
Well, we have a time frame in the short term. We've received these medical evaluations. They are, of course, confidential, so I'm not going to share any of the contents with you. We have to file our observations on those reports by the end of the week, by the 12th. And then the court will obviously determine the procedure, whether or not these medical reports will be litigated or whether or not it will take a decision based on those reports only.
Will the court then immediately take action on the motion with respect to the competency of the former president?
We don't know yet. That depends on the decision that they give after they've received the observations of the parties.
Attorney Nicholas KAUFMAN, is it correct to assume that all of the other motions submitted remains active with respect to the jurisdictional challenge?
Indeed they do, and today we have received the prosecution's response to our jurisdictional appeal, and that's an interesting response. Once again, I'm not entitled to start litigating the matter in the media, but I believe that there's more to be heard on that matter.
Attorney Nicholas KAUFMAN, if there are efforts from the supporters of the former president with respect to asking the Supreme Court, asking also the executive department through the office of the president, ensuring that they make position with respect to how the former president was arrested, will this be beneficial or in any way to the contrary to what the defense is doing?
I don't want to interfere with matters that are currently underway in the Philippines. The people who are advising the former president or the lawyers acting on behalf of the former president in the Philippines have their own strategy, and I'm not going to comment on any aspect of this which might interfere with that strategy, just as I would expect them to interfere with my strategy here at the International Criminal Court.
Attorney Nicholas KAUFMAN, some supporters of the former president are a little bit impatient with respect to the judicial process before the ICC because on the 11th of December will be the 9th month of the continued incarceration of the former president. A lot of individuals raised concerns about the human rights of the accused, in this case the former president. Do you have comment in this matter?
Well, what I can say is that in the detention center, the former president is being well looked after. Okay, there's a lot of rumors circulating, and there have been these gross and horrible photographs circulated about the former president. That's not the condition. Yes, he's an old man. His condition is not what it was when he was the president, but he's been taken care of and his condition is being managed. with respect to the amount of time that he's currently been in detention, yes, a considerable amount of time has passed. And as I've already mentioned on previous occasions, every 120 days, his detention has to be reviewed. And his detention will be reviewed. The statute also obliges the court to see the former president, to have a hearing in court. The former president, after we'd advised him, elected not to attend the judgment on the appeals chamber's decision. I think we all know the reason for that now.
Yes.
As I've told you, some people think that I failed big time. Well, I knew what the result was going to be anyway. I wished it was otherwise. We did our very best, but that's not where we're banking on winning this case.
Attorney Nick, just to conclude this interview, is there something you want to relay to the supporters, the millions of supporters
Yes, I
of the
do.
former president?
Former president, unfortunately, will be here for the festive season. He'll be visited by one of his daughters in the days before Christmas. But if you want to show your support for the former president, do it peacefully. Respect the court, respect the procedures. Show your support for him like you showed it on his birthday. Send flowers, send presents. I want to see this whole place covered with flowers.
And letters,
And we
perhaps.
will tell him. He knows that, and it means a lot to him because it's support.
Thank you so much, Attorney
It's the
Nick.
right sort of support.
Thank you, Attorney.
Okay.
Mukhang hindi naman seryoso sa pinagyayaw niya. Sana mali ang duda ng mga netizens, ang duda ng taga-suporta ni dating Pangulong Duterte tungkol dito kay attorney. O eto po yung mga nagkomento tungkol dito sa kanya. Ang sabi po ni Merna Bayudang, parang hindi serious itong si lawyer ni FPRRD. Di ba? Ito sabi ni Tinka, KAUFMAN is not performing well so far. Ay, ayun po yan sa mga napapansin siguro nila. Sabi ni Nati Catalan, palitan na yan si KAUFMAN. Oo, maraming maraming mga duda sila dito. Sabi magaling daw yan. Pero nakita nyo naman sa mga ginawa niya, mukha namang lalong nadihado si dating Pangulong Duterte. Sabi ni Nika Duhalim, wala ako tiwala sa attorney na to. Maraming nag-comment po dyan na kung saan ay nagdududa po sila dito kay attorney. Meron pang mga masiselang mga komento dyan, yung mga nagsasabing tungkol sa bayad-bayad na yan. Pero hindi natin alam kung ano po yung diskarte po ni Attorney KAUFMAN dyan. At sana mali yung duda nyo. Kasi mahirap naman. Siya yung pinagkatiwalaan na magaling daw to na abogado. At least may bago tayong update. At importante dyan, okay po si dating Pangulong Duterte lalo sa kanyang kalusugan. Pero sana galingan po niya. Ipakita niya na magaling talaga siya. Hanggang dito lang. Thank you. Bye.